Do age gap relationship actually last, or do they even work? In today's podcast, Cece and I, we're gonna go over some of the things to keep an eye out for if you find yourself in a relationship where there's a big age gap. Stay tuned.
Hey, beautiful friends, welcome back to the Blissology Podcast, where we keep it real about love, about marriage, and everything in between. You guys know how we do it here. I am your girl, your sis, your host, Cece. As always, I have my co-host here, hubby. What's going on?
Everybody, this is Will, and we're glad you're here with us today. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome to the family. This is a weekly podcast where we keep it real, like Cece said, we keep it relatable, and we come to you every Saturday. So don't forget to subscribe and share the podcast with someone you think who may like it. Now, as always, before we get into today's topic, we'd like to share our blissful moment with you. Now, that's either something that we did, something that happened to us, or something that we are looking forward to doing.
Listen, we are looking forward to have a good time today.
All right. What are we doing?
Listen, it's a beautiful day out. Obviously, you guys can't see it back there, okay? But it is a beautiful day outside.
Yes.
We are going to be outdoor today, okay? Although
Yes.
I feel like last weekend we're out. And,
We were indoors, but playing. This time it's going to be outdoors.
Yes. So we got to bring our shorts and our light clothes because the kids going to be on the playground.
Yes.
Enjoying themselves, having a good time. Listen, I'm not looking forward to the heat. That's all I gotta say. I'm not looking forward to the heat.
It's been a consistent 93 degrees over here.
I'm not looking for. I look forward to the water park heat,
Yeah.
but outside, get on those crazy,
Well, the kids are going to be the one getting on those play sets. I mean,
Yeah, but still.
but you get to sit and watch. I mean, obviously, when we go to parks with the kids, we follow them wherever they go because we keep an eye on them.
And when we follow them, we get to be part of the jungle, whatever that they call it, okay? Because they get to go through so many maze
Yes.
and a lot of different things to go through. And of course, we got to be there with them. And sometimes I'm like, listen, baby, you go follow the girls. My feet are hurting me, okay? Because y'all, it's 90 plus degree in Florida. It's the summer and we don't keep them home during the
Listen, we need
weekend.
vitamin D.
But not for too long, okay? Give me just in a couple hours and I'm good. But I feel like later today we're going to be out for a while.
Yeah, but the sun
while.
goes down later in the day and the heat comes down as well. But anyway, we're looking forward to it. I mean, spending time outdoors is always a good thing for us. And the kids loves it. We love it. Cece complained about the heat, but we'll get it. Yeah, so obviously we're looking forward to the park, but also at the end of the day, after we've done spending some time at the park, we got to go to dinner. And it's a place we haven't been. Actually, we haven't been. It's been
a year. It's been over a year.
It's been a year. Yeah, so we're going to hang out at Rocco's Tacos. They have a nice outdoors area, so it's all about outdoors.
Yeah.
So, but I'm looking forward to it. Spending time with the family is one of the things that I want to make sure that we do a lot more. And our weekends, yes. We get busy, but whenever we can, we try to squeeze some time in. So yes,
right.
that's our blissful moment. We're looking forward to it, and we're gonna have as much fun as we can.
Listen, that's right.
So let's get into the topic of the day, which is something I think a lot of people are secretly curious about.
Yeah.
It's the question: do age gap relationship actually works? Like, do they last, or are there sign of red flags? Is someone taking advantage of someone else? Let's be honest. I know we all have seen couples with a big age difference. Most of us actually assume something shady. Hey, listen, I have. Sometimes I'm seeing the man is so old and the lady is so young. I'm like, she's trying to collect his life insurance. We all have. And then we come up with different types of excuses. Sometimes we think it's a midlife crisis. They want a little younger and they grab him.
Listen.
And sometimes we think she's just using him.
Listen, that's the first thing that comes into mind.
And sometimes we've seen it where older person in the relationship exhibits some kind of control over the other. Sometimes the way they speak with them. I've seen it.
Yeah. Is he controlling her?
But yeah,
Yes.
I mean, all these questions come up. But what if it's actually love? What if they actually love each other?
Yeah.
What if the age gap is what actually brings them together?
Yeah,
That actually gives the relationship the stability that it needs.
I agree. I know some, people that are, in the Hollywood that do have an age gap. I think Beyonce and Jay-Z, they're like 12 years
really
apart.
Man, that's I didn't know that.
Yeah, 12 years. And I think George
years.
Clooney, if I'm not mistaken, and his wife, they're like 17 or 20 under. Yeah, and there's a lot of them.
But sometimes you can't really tell with some of the celebrities. You can't tell if one is a lot younger than. I didn't know that Jay-Z and
yes,
Beyonce,
they're like 12 years apart. Yeah, 12 or 13. 12 and 13. Yes, they are. And let's just keep it real, because that's what we do in the podcast. We're married for 15 years and together 20 years. So of course, right? We've seen them 20 years, 15 years apart. And we've seen people in our community that, doing their stuff. Okay. Yes. And a lot of us, we're just wondering, is this, like you mentioned earlier, is it really real love, or is it just like them just, what is it? What is it? Right? Or some of us is like, okay, this is something. Because I've seen TikTokers where they're like, this is what they dream for, to have an older husband, like an older man. They're like 18 or 21. And their man is like in their 70s, like our father's age. Which to me, I think is just crazy.
I mean, it may seem that way on the outside, but remember, something brings these people together.
The money.
No, not always
the
that.
money.
Listen, we all assume a lot of things when you see people in relationship with big age gaps.
The money.
That's not always the case.
We are seeing it. We see they want to take care. They want to go to luxury places. Y'all, we're not stupid here. We've seen
listen, if you get an older person who's got the money, they've already worked it. Yes, you may be treated with. Yes. You get access to some luxury
You're not on
stuff.
the social media because you're not a content creator, but I've seen them.
A lot of them.
A lot of our people, date the older, people. Where
she's speaking in codes.
And it's like, okay, yes, I understand y'all want to get the luxury.
So is it more common that the woman is younger and the man is older?
Yes. The man is a lot older because they want to get that luxury life. Because they feel like if I am with you, we are around the same age. You won't be able to give me what I want. But if I date someone who's like, 20 or 30 or 40 years gap, they're going to travel the world with me.
40 years gap? Wow. That's a big one.
Well, if they're like 18, 19 and the person is 70, how many years gap is that? Exactly.
I don't know. But,
exactly.
It almost seems like it's more acceptable by society for the man to be older. Mm-hmm. In the relationship. I don't think we see as many younger men with older women.
They're gonna call her a cougar.
Listen,
okay,
we have more dignity.
They're gonna call her a cougar, or they could probably gonna say he's using her for stability. Just like
listen, as a young man, there's certain things that we need, and maybe an older woman can't get us that. But
I disagree. I think older women still got it. Listen, the ones that still keep it together.
I'm 20 and I'm dating a 60-year-old woman. I don't see that happen.
Listen, that stability, here's
the
thing.
You will go around and hang out with your friends.
No, but here's the thing though. I'm sure that young man will be playing video games all the time because she's pouring into that young man. You know what?
Will that woman tolerate the young man playing game all the time? I don't know about that. Listen, women are very particular in the things they want. The older they get, the more difficult they are to deal with. Believe me, if you're young and you're dating an older woman, they'll be treating you like a child. That's probably why we don't see it as much. See, older men, they just want to have fun. Older women, they just want to control you. I'm just going to say.
Older men, they just want to control you, yes.
No. Older women, they just want to control you. Older men, they just want to have fun.
Well, I think sometimes when a woman who's older wants to be with a young man, they feel younger. They feel like young. I still got it.
They still want to control you. Believe me, women the same age as you are, they still want to control you. Imagine they're much older than you are.
Well, if someone is in their 40s and then the man is in their 20s, I think that could work. 20 years, 15 years.
Listen, I think whether it's the men and the women, sometimes, and that's my own opinion, I think when there's a big age gap, now 12, 15, I think we can still, but the moment that you hit the 20 piece, I think you're living two different lives.
I think 15 or 10 years is... it's just...
No, I think depends on the personality and what you do. You can find things in common.
Yeah, I agree.
Normally people who gets together find things in common. Yeah. But when you see someone who's dating someone who's got like a 20 plus age gap, you wonder what is the commonality between these two things.
Correct. That is
your
so true.
taste in everything is different.
It's different. Your vibe is different. Your vibe is like...
Imagine right now, I go and try to date an 18-year-old woman. That girl just want to have fun.
Yeah,
Me,
and
I
live
just want
life.
to come home and lay down and chill.
Listen, you a millennial. That's what we do. We just want to be
Right?
home by 9 o'clock. And then she's like, at 9,
Man,
that's when we need to
she's
get ready
leaving
to
her
go.
place at 11 p.m. trying to make it to the club. At the age I am
11
right
is
now,
early,
this is not
baby.
my, so we'll be on a completely
11
different.
is when she's getting off work to get home and get ready to go to the club.
Could be. She could be hanging out at the gym until 11 p.m. with her buddies while I'm like trying to get to bed. So the wider the age gap, the more I think that the difference between, what we want in life is.
Yeah, and I think sometimes it's not just about the number. I think it's about the mindset too, right?
Well,
it's
yes.
about the mindset. I've met 40-year-old, acting like they're 19-year-old.
They're just confused.
Okay. Well, they could be mature, but then they act like, they're still.
If you're 40, you're
Like, for
acting like you're
instance-
19, you've got some problem. You should listen. A 19-year-old can be very irresponsible, right?
Or maybe like a 21-year-old, 25-year-old, someone in their 20s. Like, for instance, my dad is in his 70s, but then he does act like he's in his 50s because it's still his style, the way his mindset is very different.
Well, yes. So listen, you can dress like, not be wearing jerseys wherever you go. But I'm saying you can choose not to, buy where older people buy clothes at, right? You can you can choose to stay current with style and fashion. Not let yourself go, get your regular haircut, maybe try different style. Yes, you could do that.
The thing is not to let yourself go, because there's a lot of people, once they reach a certain age, they're like, oh, I'm too old, I shouldn't be doing that. And one thing I do appreciate from my parents is that they're in their 60s and 70s. They're still kicking it as if they're like in their 30s or 40s.
Yes.
Right? Or maybe like 50s. Because they do act like, it's the weekend. We got to find a low-key places to go and chill. And that's something that a lot of, imagine someone who's single in their 70s. They act like that. The 25-year-old is going to be able to, live with that person and be able to have life with that person because he still think that he's 50. Or in his, that could work.
We live in a world where I think anything's possible. And I'm not going to say, and I think a lot of it will have to do with how mature those people are.
Yes.
If you get in a relationship, whether you are 18 or 40, if you're mature enough to understand what it means to be in a relationship, I think you'll behave as such, right?
I agree.
And then again, we said it earlier, it's not so much about the numbers, about the mindset. Man, sometimes the number is so big that you're trying to wonder, is there even a mindset there? Mm-hmm. Are we just, is one of the person is just financing the other?
Well, most of the time, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Most of the time, that's what it is. And I think in our community, they call him Papa because, the older man is taking care of the young woman. And that's how she gets her things done. That's how she get her hair done, her nails done, her clothes, her Louis Vuitton bag.
It's not really a relationship. It's a financial
relationship.
Yeah, I guess you can call it that.
But I'm sure she take care of the man too, baby.
Well, take care of what? Get him satisfied from time to time, and that's it. There's more in a relationship than that.
Well,
I've known people that they're together, but you barely see them together. You see that you hear that together they're together, but the girl kind of do her own thing.
Yeah, and the guy does his own thing.
The guy just hangs at home. Right?
And I know people where the girl stays at home and the guy just go out there and do his own thing.
Yes. Is that really a relationship? Like if I'm going out, maybe I'm going out, you can hang out and have some fun. I want to be with the person that I'm with so we can enjoy the time together.
And I think sometimes people fall in love with the idea of someone being more mature. Like we said earlier, he's older, right?
Yes,
he's older, so he must know how to
handle certain things.
To be the leader of the house. Or she's younger, she's fun and free and have a free spirit. And I think sometimes it just depends on the maturity.
We all have certain things that we look for in a relationship. Mm-hmm. If you're a young woman, you're looking for stability, you're looking for someone that comes already ready and can handle things. Yes, and older men will make sense. Well, not all older men are mature enough, but you'll pick the right person who's got the money, who's got the things that you need.
But it's not life. It's not love. It's not real relationship. I feel like because relationships
sometimes I think love can develop in those.
I feel like relationships are deeper than just he can lead, he can provide financially, he can do. I mean, if we're just in it just because of you take care of my hair, my shoes, my bag, my expensive brand deal, brand name of whatever clothes that I wear, then what's the love? I guess the love is like you
Who cares about the love when you're getting the things you want?
They
could be getting the love somewhere else.
I'm just saying, I think you still gotta do the work. Yes. If that works for you, great. Because there's people that's out there, that's what they're doing, they're living life. But I truly feel like if you are a young woman, if you are in your 18 or high school, college early on, you're still not there, not maturely enough to know, okay, does it make sense for me to be with someone who's like 25 or 30 years older than me? That person could be my dad. That person could be my mom. Doesn't make sense, right? Because you have to think about it. And let's be honest, age gap relationships are not always easy. I said it before and I say it again.
Yeah.
And I think one of the biggest problem is, you mentioned it earlier.
Control. Older women will control you.
The man will control you because baby, we've seen the people in the community. Yeah. Okay, they give you money, they're taking care of you, so you better obey and do what they ask you to do.
If someone has more experience, yes,
let's not
they
pretend that we don't see them.
If they have more money, if they have more influence, you're the younger person, you're still trying to find yourself. Of course, they would most likely control you. And this is where the unbalance comes in,
right?
Because when one person is in a position of control and really exercising that control over the other, then you kind of become a child in that relationship.
Yeah.
And that's where it becomes more of a parent and child relationship.
Yeah, like
than two partners trying to build a relationship.
It's like you're dating your mother or I'm dating my father in a sense. Because of the person.
I left the plate in the sink. Go wash it. Clean your room.
Clean your room. Like you're like...
Yeah, go take out the trash. Things that you are giving orders.
Yeah.
And I could see an older woman doing that to a younger man.
No, if I'm with an older man, you are not going to tell me what to do. Like, let's just put that standard first, okay? These are the things that I'm not expecting from you to tell me what to do, because if we are together in this, we're gonna work this the way that I want it to work.
Yes, and and that the control is one challenge I believe many people in those type of relationships are dealing with, but also there's those opinions of friends. Oh my God,
friends and family. Yes, that don't approve what you're doing.
Sometimes it's opinions of strangers like myself,
like us,
who's like, say, there's no way these people are together for love, and there's that. You have to deal with that because you're out in public. People are looking at you weird. Yeah,
people are thinking, why are you dating someone that old, or what does that young girl even want from you? Like. Yeah.
Or you at a family gathering and some weird questions just popping up, right?
And I'm sure family members are wondering. And I'm sure, if you happen to be a dad that has kids their age, they're going to start questioning, like, are you for real? Or is this just, a fling or a thing? Or is this just for life insurance? Because sometimes the husband or the boyfriend, if he's like in his 60s and dating an 18-year-old, I'm sure the 60-year-old men probably have children that may be around the same age, and that their kids will feel some type of way. Of course. You bring someone young.
Wouldn't you feel some type of way if your dad shows up at the house with an 18-year-old?
My dad wouldn't even think twice. Okay, that's how.
You'll feel some type of way. We all would. Yes. And there's that, because when you're in a relationship like this, for us standing on the outside looking in, we don't think of these challenges, but they do exist.
They do exist. They do.
And they do. I've known people that completely isolated themselves from family to avoid having to deal with that
conversation. Yes, and it's harder. It is hard for them.
And as they run into those challenges, is another thing that they have to think of is what's their long-term plan. 18 and 60, where one is thinking about retirement.
Listen.
The other one's talking about, hey man, where am I going to find my next job? Because, right? And you got to think of that.
Or career, because if you're 18,
you're just starting out.
That's right.
Right? Or, if you're 18, you think about, I'd like to have me a few kids.
Yeah.
If you're 60, you're thinking, man, I don't want to deal with diaper changing. So there's these things, and you gotta think these things as you get in relationship like this.
Yeah.
What's the long-term plan? Now, if all you're looking to do is gain financially, then eventually you will gain financially.
Right.
But if you're looking to really build a relationship where there's a family, there are kids and so forth, you really have to think of these things. Believe me, if you married a 60-year-old, well, if the woman is the one who's 60, forget about kids. If the man was 60, you could, but imagine at 60, you have a child.
Yes.
When that child is 10, you're 70.
Yes.
Taking that child to the park and go play with them.
You won't be able to run after them. You won't be able to run after them.
Well, people will come to you and says, man, your grandchild looks so good.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
and
true.
those are all things you got to think about because it will come up.
Yeah.
Because as you plan that life. Now, if you're just in it for a fling, you're just going to have some fun, enjoy yourself, and you part ways after a couple of years, by all means, enjoy it. But if you say you want to build a life together, you got to think of these things.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm just saying, baby, it's not impossible though, right? It's not impossible. And I think all it takes is just honesty.
You'll have to talk about the uncomfortable stuff up front.
For sure. For sure.
I mentioned those things, the goals, the things that you want to achieve. Address those up front. What's valuable to you? Health-wise, where are we? Money-wise, who's handling what?
Kids, we already know who's handling
how do
the
we
money.
feel about kids and so forth? Tackle those up front.
Life insurance.
Do it honesty. If something that's important, yes, if you have life insurance, if you can get in a relationship, you need to know who's the beneficiary.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely not the young woman's side.
But have those conversations up front. This way you know where you are.
Right.
Now, again, if it's a one-night stand, no need to deal with it. But if
it's just a side thing, more like.
Yes, if it's a side thing, no way. Side things don't need to have all of that stuff. But if you say, you know what, we're going to live together, we're going to try to build a home together, you got to address these things.
Yes, because the one thing I want to mention is that when I was watching a TikTok video, I think it was last year.
You got a lot of your stuff on TikTok.
I do, because I follow relationship more so on TikTok. And there was this girl, she's either 19 or 20. She dated someone who, I think he was 75. And then of course she was like, oh my God, you guys, you won't believe what happened. He popped the question. And then one of the comments is life insurance. I'm like, why would you pop the question at the age that you are? And of course she is 19 or 20 and he's like 75 or older.
Well, if I can add this, there's a lot of scammers that are doing it. Now, I don't know if this girl's a scammer, but there are people that are in position that are vulnerable. They have no one. Sometimes they're alone. They have no one. And they find this young little thing that's making them feel good.
Listen.
Man, they'll give them the world.
Oh, they makes them feel young. So, I think that's what it is.
Oh, yes.
It makes them feel like...
Hey, imagine, you live in a retirement home. Your friends are like dropping like there's no tomorrow. Nothing against it, but thing happens.
Yeah.
You're getting lonely. The conversation that people are having is like depressing. And you find this young little thing that came in and makes you feel alive. Scratching your head whenever you need to.
Listen.
Rubbing on you and all that stuff.
Listen.
Man, I'm not 75 yet. But I can tell if I'm lonely and this comes in, it'll make me feel different.
Well, it's going to make you feel the same because you're going to be with this woman for the rest of your life.
Well, yes, I'm kind of stuck. But if I I'm kind of stuck. And it's a real thing because when you're at that stage and someone brings you a different lifestyle.
But you have to understand, you had that lifestyle, so you have to go through it.
Listen, at 75, that happened so long ago.
Okay, everyone has their moment. It happened so long ago with your partner. Now, you and your partner are in their late 60s or 70s. Y'all are just going to have to do the things together. You have to understand.
Well, listen, that person who popped the question, they didn't have a partner. They were lonely.
He did have a partner.
What, he left his wife and go marry that young lady?
They had issues and then married. Yes.
Oh, man. That's messed up.
But what I'm saying is we all gonna go through life like this, right? In your 20s, you have your moment with your spouse. In your 30s, your 40s, your 50s. And I think that's what it should be.
What are you saying? We have to accept the age that we are in? And
doesn't mean we have to act
accordingly?
like we are right?
Yeah.
We don't have to act like we 60. We just let ourselves go and say, you know what? Yeah, I understand there's things that come with age when you get older. But if you take care of yourself and you still look like, you know, you still got it. Because we saw a video of this girl that was like 60 something years old and she looked like she's 40. Remember that video where she was saying that she doesn't eat certain food? She could easily
date a 20-year-old.
Right. She was saying she doesn't eat certain food because her body, she looks so good, you guys. You should have seen it. She looks so good. But what I'm saying is, yes, you just have to make sure that you do whatever you do with your woman. Like y'all go places together, y'all act like y'all still got it, because it makes sense. Just because I'm like in my 60s doesn't mean that you should just let your body be like, you know what, I can't go anywhere. I'm just gonna stuck at home. Yeah. But one of you guys want to do things and still have fun and still live life, right? You just because you're 60 does not mean you should just be stuck at home and stop living. Yes.
Listen, that's when you get you a 20-year-old person.
No, you grab your woman who think that, hey, listen, I'm just going to put this mumu and just watch some TV and not go anywhere. You grab your woman. Yeah. And then you go to the restaurant with them and you have ice cream. You watch a movie together. Those are the things that bring life to each other.
Does that. You know how many older couple that, obviously we live in an area where there's a diverse population.
We live in Florida and it is older.
Yeah, maybe the couple that sometimes, you know, you see them, the husband's up front holding the wife's hand and they're leaving the restaurant. Yes. You know, they go in little step at a time.
They do things together. Yes. It's like the stage of life. We go through life together. Not because you're 70 doesn't mean you're going to get you a 25-year-old woman. Like, no, because the 25-year-old's not going to treat you the same.
We want in life.
It's the mind, you guys. It's the mind. If you control the mind, you'll be able to be with your woman, with your spouse for the rest of your life. And just because you're 70 plus or 60 plus does not mean you need a young thing to make you feel like you're living.
Why does it sound like you don't want people to date younger people?
Date your people is what I'm trying to say. Okay.
We all feel the way we feel.
You can feel the energy, right, babe?
I can feel the energy. You're really
what
opposing.
I'm trying to tell you, baby, is that don't you dare thinking that once we reach that age, you're gonna go get you a fling because your woman over here is gonna look 25 forever.
Midlife, or that's kind of like 3/4 life crisis, hits us differently.
Listen,
I don't know how it's gonna hit me.
But I'm letting you know right now on live podcast, okay, that it's going to be where we in that stage together. We're going to ride that stage together, okay?
Because I'll have no choice, right? Now, listen, we all have different ways that we feel about relationship with big age gap. Mm-hmm. But some of them actually do work.
Yes. Yes.
You know, because some couples are doing well with it despite the fact that there's a big age gap. You know, they love each other, they're happy, and they're building together. At least that's what we see on the surface.
Yes.
And some people, you get to genuinely, they're enjoying where they are.
Yeah.
Well, they could really be enjoying it or they're good at faking it. Mm-hmm. But you can tell, you know, I've seen couples that are 10, 15 years between them and they're stronger than some same age couple.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah.
You know, because listen, I think in relationship, there bound to be problems. Mm-hmm. And I know many of us, we see the age gap. We think, yes, that's the problem. But sometimes it's not. You know, and some of those people have done so well. It's because in the relationship that they are, they do respect each other. Mm-hmm. And that in itself allows them to behave and do what they need to do within that relationship that support each other. Mm-hmm. And that make things work.
Yeah, when you respect your partner, it's going to work. Yeah, but I still believe that you got to stick to Yes, I think so. And let's not forget sometimes, you know, I think the older person brings wisdom.
Oh, absolutely. They have experience.
They bring what? Peace.
Yes.
They do bring their stability is what I'm looking for. It's the word stability. Whether
they've built up already.
Listen, whether if you're a woman or a man, you bring that stability. And I think most of the time that's what they're young man or young woman are looking for, that stability, because if I'm with you, you have a 9 to 5, so we don't know where we stand on this.
And that's good, but you got to look at what the younger person brings as well. You know, they bring that energy, they bring that creativity. They can show you how to work your phone. They have the technology know-how. So
they have the AI.
In some cases, they complement each other. I'm lacking here, and you make up for it here, or you're lacking there. I mean, so. And in relationship like this, they work because they understand each other's flaws, shortcomings, and I do my best to fill in that gap.
It's funny as you were talking again. It's another TikTok. Okay, that was live. You
so
guys.
Many things from TikTok. Am I missing something by not being on TikTok?
You're not missing anything. Okay. Just stay where you are on YouTube Short. This young man, our people, young men dating this older woman. Mm-hmm. And then they were live and there were people asking them questions. Do you guys live together? Do you have your own place? He's like, I have my own place. She has her own place. And then they're like, well, what happened if you want children? Because she can't give you kids. He's like, well, I already have 2 kids. And it was just weird how people in the comments, you guys, were just like bashing this young man.
Yeah, but they have something, it seems,
they have something that works, and they're like, how does your family feel about it? And they're always doing live for some reason. Whenever I get on TikTok and I follow them, and I'm like, wait, they always doing some kind of live stuff going on.
That's where the audience
is. They ask the same question.
You sure they're not replaying the live?
And he's like, no, baby, don't replay that. And he's like, I'm getting the same question. I've already answered this. Yes, we have our own place.
Well, it's new people that are coming on the live and asking.
Then it's to go back and watch the other videos. So what I'm saying is, yes, a lot of us, we do side eye these people. Yes, they say it works for them. They've been together for over a year, and this is something that's been working for a long time, and they love each other. It's not about the money, because of course she's older, way older. She's probably like
20 years difference, or like 30.
Oh, 20. I think he's like 28 and she's like 60 plus. So yes, okay. And people were like, really?
So it's 30 plus.
Listen, baby, I was like, this is juicy.
If it works for them, it works for them. And obviously they're building a social media presence.
What I appreciate from that young man is that he was not trying to change her because she's older, right? He was basically just enjoying her company.
And that's good. I think some of the big mistake people make when they get in a relationship, especially in relationship with there's an age difference. We think differently, and we think because we think we know better.
Yeah.
The other person should see things the way we do.
Right.
So people try to change, and we know that when you try to go change someone else, it causes problems.
Yeah.
You can't force someone to view things your way. You gotta let them be. You can't if someone wants to go fast, you can't slow them down. And if they are slow where they are, you can't force them to go fast.
That's
so you gotta learn to accept people where they are.
Yes.
If someone's 60 or if someone's 75, skydiving may not be on the list of things to do. So if you enjoy skydiving, go on your own. Don't force them to go.
Listen, it's true though. It's true. There's some things that's not gonna be for you. But I also want to say this. It's also inspiring to see couples who communicate, like the couple on the live, right? They communicate clearly, and they don't let age define who they are. It was inspiring.
Oh, they understand each other, which is important, because someone like this, and obviously they go in and they're answering those questions. They know what they have, and they know what makes it work. Or maybe they're very good at faking it. They could be.
Yeah.
Right? But if you're in a relationship where you feel like you're seen, you feel like the person sees you, you feel like you love, you'll grow together.
Yeah, I think so.
It doesn't matter how old you are and how old your partner is. If those qualities are there.
Yes. But one thing I'll say though is, don't get into an age gap relationship just because you're tired of your people, okay? Just because you're tired of your generation, right? You don't you need to have an older person to.
Well, I've known some people who makes it a point to date older person, and the sole reason is that older people are much more mature than people their age.
Yeah,
and that's me. That's my preference.
I mean, you what, 3 years older than me? The older I'll go is, I won't even do 10 years.
10 years is a long time.
I won't even do 10 years. Although 10 years is not, I won't even do 10 years. I feel like where I'm at in life right now, dating someone, maybe like when we were younger, and if I was 23 and you're 33.
That's a whole 10 years.
That's a whole 10 years. But then me, I feel like.
Think of what I was doing at 33. and what you were doing at 23, very different.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
but if you are mature enough, if I'm a 23-year-old that's very mature and act like I'm 30, that may work.
Yeah, absolutely.
It depends on the mindset again, right?
Oh, I agree. Hey guys, if you're enjoying this episode, remember to like it and to subscribe and check out this episode right here where we talk about a very interesting subject. Now, let's get back into the episode. So let me say this. If you're in an age gap relationship or you think about one, here are some advice from us. I think it starts with being honest with what you expect.
From the get-go.
Yes, you have to be honest from what your expectations are from that relationship.
Yes.
And talk about everything.
Talk about everything.
Everything.
Don't leave nothing on the table.
Money.
Health.
Yes, very important. Listen, there's going to be a lot of doctor's visits and you have to make sure you're up for it.
Right.
Your goals, what you want to do. Don't wait until later to have this conversation. Have this conversation up front and hash it out to see if it's going to work out for you.
That's right.
If you're someone who hates being at doctor's offices, but your partner will be constantly going there, then you got a decision to make, right? Now, the next thing I think, you got to have mutual respect for each other.
Absolutely.
You got to have that.
You set the standard.
Listen, I know we talked about it earlier that one person can easily become the parent in their relationship. No, you are equal.
No matter the age.
Right? You make decisions together.
Yeah.
No matter what the age is.
Yeah.
So respect each other.
I agree. And I think I want to say, don't let outside opinion.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
A lot of people will have something to say.
Shake you. All right, because what's going to happen is
families, strangers, everyone's going to have an opinion about it.
And you have to be ready. You have to have thick skin if that's what you want. You have to be ready and know that this is what I want, and I'm ready to take all the
whatever comes your way,
all the shades and
criticism,
all the criticism,
like sneaky comments.
Let me be honest, the shades, they're gonna throw a lot of. They're going to be shady about it. They're going to be shady about it. They're going to be side-eye you. They're going to be shady about it. They're going to be like, talk about you. And even if you know that you're in the room with your partner, trust and believe. Behind your back, there's going to be a lot of saying. So you got to have thick skin to be ready for it.
Yes, you have to. And I think the last thing I'd say, just be willing to keep growing together. Now, I don't know how much growth you'll be doing. Someone's 75, they probably have like 25 years left. And you're 20, you have 80 years left. So, but be willing to grow together.
Yeah.
Because I think, we said it earlier, when someone's older, they bring maturity, they bring stability. A younger person can learn a whole lot from the experience of an older person. So think of what it is that you can bring. And obviously you bring the fun, you bring the excitement. But think of what you can take from it.
Wisdom.
Yes.
Yes, for sure.
But overall, be willing to grow together.
And be willing to do the work.
Again, whatever that growth looks like.
Yes.
Just be willing to
do the work. If you're someone that don't really care much about what people say, because a lot of you out there don't really care much what people said about your relationship, right? You're like, I'm gonna do me, this is what I want, this is what I'm all about. I'm gonna date someone who's like, in their late 60s, and when I'm 25 and living life, then that's on you. If you don't care, then I'm pretty sure
if you're that kind of person, you're already in the mentality where you do what you want to do regardless of
this is the life you want to live, then that's for you. But if you are the kind of person that's not ready to take on what society's going to say about you, the church people, because the brothers and the sisters are going to be talking, even the pastor and the priest are going to be talking.
Some sermons will be about you.
Will be about you. Okay.
Hey, listen, here's what I say to this. Age gap relationship can work. We've seen it work. And people have had some long relationship. Well, again, long can mean different things to different people, but not just because of the chemistry and attraction, though.
Right.
This relationship works because the two people chose to show up with honesty. They chose to show maturity,
respect,
and they chose to respect each other. And they work because people commit to growing together.
Right.
And that's very important. Instead of pulling each other apart, they're willing to join forces.
Right.
And whatever that growth looks like, they're willing to walk it together.
That's true.
Listen, if you're in one of those relationships or you thinking about getting into one of those relationships, ask yourselves, do we want the same kind of life? Are we willing to talk? Are we willing to listen? Are we willing to compromise?
Not everyone wants to compromise.
Can we build something strong? Not just something that looks good, but something that actually feels good. And you got to ask these questions because those are important. Because at the end of the day, those are the things that's going to keep you together.
Yes.
Yes. Age is just a number.
True
and it's easier said than done.
True that.
But what really matters is how you treat each other.
That's true.
And we talked about respect earlier. That's very important.
Facts.
How you show up for each other. Are you supporting each other when they need? And how deep your connection really is. Because if you're really connected with this person where you understand them, they understand you, nothing can get in the way. Regardless of how big of a difference there is in age, if you know who you're with, and they know who you are, you can weather all of this craziness that happens around you. Now, it's not for everyone.
It's not for everyone.
I don't see myself in a relationship where there's a big age gap.
Me neither.
Listen, there's certain things I want, and there's certain things that I do. I want my spouse to be right there with me. There's certain experience that I have. Like if I come home and I'm speaking technology, Sissy needs to be able to keep up because I don't want to have to keep explaining everything to her because... And that can happen in a relationship where there's a big gap. There's things that I may be up and about that I know of, and you have no interest in that stuff.
Right.
How do we communicate?
Yeah.
Now, that's me. I feel this way because I am who I am. But I know there are people that's in this relationship, and I know Cece doesn't quite like them, but, I say to people, do what brings you value in life.
Agree.
If you find a partner who's 30 years older than you are, but they make you feel good and they provide what you need,
listen.
Why not?
And
listen, guys, that's our take on this. And obviously, Sissy and I, we kind of see differently on this
I was going to say one life to live, right? You only have one life.
Right.
You only have one life. You only have one life. So,
but the one life, I want to have a lot of memories that
spontaneous
that I can live for my children to see. Man, my mom and dad, they were together and they're good. Not like, man,
this bastard.
Hey guys, it's always fun hanging out with y'all on the Blissology Podcast, and we thank you for hanging out with us today.
Yes.
And if this episode, helped you in any way, hopefully you're in a relationship that's well. But if it helps you, share with someone you think who can benefit from it. A friend, a family member, someone who's in one of those relationships who needs to hear that it's okay.
Yes.
And disregard what people say about you as long as you love who you're with. Share with them. We'd like to keep the conversation going in the comment. Please let us know how you feel about that type of relationship. And again, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the video.
And share.
It.
Yes.
We want to make sure that you don't miss any Saturday with us.
Yes, that's right.
So until then, everybody, take care. Peace.